invite you to just relax, close your eyes, and rest in the presence and hold space.
Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamare. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamare. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Omega Dantaya Vidmahi Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamare. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamare. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Om Vakratundaya Mahakaya Suryakuti Samaprabha Nirvigyam Kuru Me Deva Sara Karyeshu Sarvada. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Suklam Bharadram Vishnu Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavignyopashantaye. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Om Ekadantaya Vidmahi Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome to our weekly online satsang. Satsang being a Sanskrit word that means literally community of truth. In this case, it's any spiritual community where two or more people on the path of awakening and the transformation of consciousness come together to share their journeys. Then we have a satsang, and we strengthen one another exponentially. So we're very glad you're here. It's time for, way past time, for humanity to wake up from a global civilization rooted in competition, conflict, and war to a new earth, a new civilization rooted in cooperation, harmony, and peace. That will only happen when the very collective consciousness of humanity shifts into oneness. We believe that as each person awakens individually, it sends out ripples into the collective consciousness, making it easier for everyone else, but also causing that scale, ever so slowly, to tip toward peace, cooperation, and harmony. Thank you for consenting to the journey. Right now it's happening one person at a time. To that end, we're sharing a transmission we call the Flowering Heart Blessing. There are many forms of blessing, or Diksha, or Ph.D, or there are different names in the different mystical traditions for the direct transmission of awakened consciousness. This one the Divine showed us more than 10 years ago, after Suzanne and I had been involved in sharing many different kinds of transmissions over decades. And the Divine said, share this one. So we've been doing that ever since. It's the Flowering Heart Blessing because it literally awakens your connection with the Divine within, with the source deep within your being, and causes it to begin to unfold, awaken, and transform you. It costs nothing. When you've received one of these blessings, you are initiated to share it, and you are receiving it right now. So let's invite the Divine to pour through all of us throughout the webcast satsang, to everyone who joins us and everyone who ever watches this video or listens to the audio at any time in the future, that they'll receive the same grace, the same transmission of awakened spirit. For spirit is not bounded by distance in space or in time. So whenever someone watches this video, they'll get exactly the same transmission that those of us are receiving for a meeting together this evening. Please, if you would, give us a love or a like if you're on Facebook Live. We love the hearts. Thumbs up are good too. Any of the other emojis that express your sentiments. We go in at the end and we see the names of those who have given us a like or a love, or one of the others, and we send you special hugs and blessings. If you're on Vimeo, just write your name in the chat, say, hi, it's me, blessings, or namaste, and we'll also send you blessings as well. We like to open it at this time for questions and answers on the spiritual journey. It could be about meditation, past lives, future lives, questions about awakening, about divine union, anything really. It moves the Divine to pour out inspiration for Suzanne and me to share with the group, and we all benefit. So while you're asking inside, what can I do to contribute tonight? By asking a question about something you'd like more insight, more understanding. Going to go briefly to the inspiringquotes.com website and sharing a little article with us tonight called 12 Friendship Quotes to Share with Your Best Friend. And this little article was written by Jennifer Billock. Jennifer is a writer, traveler, witch, and unapologetic Chicagoan. So thank you very much for this contribution tonight, Jennifer. And here's what she says. A good friend is a treasure. Someone with whom you can spend all your time and still have fun. Someone who listens to your problems and shares their own. And perhaps more importantly, someone who can tell you when you've made a mistake without causing a rift. Our closest friends feel like family. They're there through thick and thin, without judgment. These relationships are so cherished that in 1935, the U.S. Congress decided to dedicate a national holiday to celebrate the closest friendships we have, our best friends. They settled on June 8th, an often warm and breezy day when friends can get together outdoors and enjoy themselves. In honor of our closest confidants, we've collected these 12 quotes about friendship and all the joy that comes with it. Here we go. A true friend is one soul in two bodies. Aristotle. Love is only chatter. Friends are all that matter. Gillette Burgess. But oh, the blessing it is to have a friend to whom one can speak fearlessly on any subject, with whom one's deepest as well as one's most foolish thoughts can come out simply and safely. Dinah Craig. Fate chooses your relations. You choose your friends. Jacques Delisle. The only way to have a friend is to be one. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Never explain. Your friends don't require it, and your enemies won't believe you anyway. Albert Hubbard. I would rather walk with a friend in the dark than walk alone in the light. Helen Keller. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. Nelson Mandela. True friendship withstands time, distance, and silence. Isabel Allende. Our triumphs seem hollow unless we have friends to share them, and our failures are made bearable by their understanding. James Rackels. Old friends are the great blessing of one's latter years. Half a word conveys one's meaning. They have memory of the same events and have the same mode of thinking. Horace Walpole. A friend is worth all hazards we can run. Edward Young. Nice.
Yes.
All right, well, let me refresh and see what questions we have this week.
Oh, nice. Wow.
A bunch of them.
That was a big difference from the screen before.
Yeah, they're not showing up unless I refresh everything. Okay, Michael Christopher writes, how does one seek first the kingdom of God? I'm not sure how. And maybe lousing it up. Is there another app for it? You want to answer that?
Well, notice when you're not having your eye on the prize, and we get so distracted by daily life, and we get so frustrated when things don't go our way, and we're tripping up on stuff, or we're not making good decisions, and
Mostly we're in our minds.
we're in our minds, right? And so when you notice you're in your mind, slip into your heart and ask for grace. And then every time you're back in your mind, it's a muscle. I know we've talked about this over the years, but you know, if you want your body stronger, you've got to use your muscles. If you want your spirit stronger, you've got to develop that muscle, that connection with the divine presence. And if you make it your intention and your goal to have a stronger relationship with the divine, you set aside a time every day and then increase it. Not like I have to sit and meditate with the divine presence for 20 minutes or 5 or 10, but a time where when you start to notice that you're in your mind or you're stressed or things aren't going well, go back to your center, go back to the divine presence and ask for grace and receive it. And your mind's going to say, this isn't working, this is stupid, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. But if we don't take that time and take the time to receive, we're not going to receive it. And we're not going to reap the benefits from it. If you don't work your muscles, you're going to notice all of a sudden, I can't pick up 10 pounds anymore. It used to be 40. So something people that are aging notice frequently. If you don't lose it, you use it. And if you have never had it, then you need to develop it, just like a muscle.
Katerina wrote, I also want to know about that. But I guess I know in my heart.
Yes.
So, if you re-listen to the recording yesterday, I don't know how you could not know that we were discussing how Christ said, set your priorities. Seek first your connection with the divine. When you slip into anxiety over, I want a relationship, I want a different job, I want to figure out where to live, I want to figure out what to wear, there's anxiety. And Christ said, you can't add one moment to your lifespan by worrying about it. And you can't find all these things you're looking for. You just lose your peace if your eye is single. If your first priority is your connection with the divine, your body will be filled with light. So how you choose to seek, I like Suzanne citing prayer. Prayer is communion, it's communication. That needs to be the number one priority. Not your job, not your desired relationship, not your desired place to live. All of these things, Christ said, if you will put God first, you'll have peace. You'll be filled with light. So when you're not at peace and filled with light, you know you're not doing it. It's not a matter of not knowing how. You know lots of ways how. Prayer is probably the number one way. Worship is another way.
Gratitude.
Expressing, but it's taking action to build that connection. So when I'm sitting here going, what am I going to do? Why am I screwing things up? We're doing exactly what Christ said not to do. Where your mind is set, there will your heart be also. So if your mind is set on this stuff you need, the stuff you want, the stuff you desire,
Stuff you're proclaiming you're never going to have.
he said, Jesus said, you'll be full of darkness. And how great is that darkness? But if you'll just prioritize, it doesn't mean don't ever think about putting on nice clothes or working on your relationships or your career. It's to have the priority above all of that. Number one, your heart set on the presence of God. And you can't miss it because you will be at peace. And you'll be filled with light. This is really simple. I mean, that was from the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 6, but that teaching of Jesus about having a heart that is single and puts the connection with God first couldn't be simpler. And of course, the mind doesn't get it. The mind is going, how do I seek God? It's your heart. And that's why I loved Katrina's simple answer. I want to know about that, but I guess I know in my heart, and you do too. So, there you go.
The other thing too is when you're in that peace, that zone of peace and love and just very relaxed and knowing, then you're receptive for the divine to bring you what you desire in your heart. But if we're not coming from that place, then our mind's going to keep tripping us up. It's going to say, oh, I want that person. I want that thing. I want that place. I want that situation. But that's your mind asking for it. And if your heart isn't in alignment with it or the divine presence, then what you get is not likely going to be exactly what you were looking for.
But maybe this thing I really want is never going to come. Well, that's an anxious thought. And the end of that chapter 6, he said, do not take any anxious thought for tomorrow or the future. Don't do it. So if we go ahead and do it and go, maybe there's nobody there for me, we just did what he said guarantees will be full of darkness and anxiety and not get what we want. If we'll just listen to that simple truth and begin to put true energy into a relationship. God is not some mechanical field of energy. God is a living, or whatever you want to call it, the divine, call it Buddha mind. It is a living, conscious being that we develop a relationship with. That's got to be the number one relationship if we want any other relationships to be healthy. Okay, Andy says hello to all. Hi, Andy. And goes on to say, I'm getting some noticeable buzzy feedback on the audio, FYI. Well, I'll check at the end. You see, I am both the cameraman, I am the TV man, and I'm sitting here with Suzanne trying to conduct a spiritual satsang. It's challenging. I listen to the recordings each week, and pretty much, as far as I know, we've gotten rid of the feedback buzzing.
There's a little echo. You might have to put it further down.
Yeah, but that would be that ring. That's a little. Anyway, that's the one thing I can't do during satsang is work on technical problems with the video equipment and the sound equipment. But thanks for pointing out. I definitely will check into that in the end. Yekaterina says, I now understand what you said yesterday about focusing on God first. And I guess I focused on my career first without good results. Seeking to be of service of myself, or to myself, instead of his or my own grandioseness. Don't know how to write it. Instead of his. I think you got the point. Yekaterina is something of a star, TV star in Mexico. But you communicate very well, actually. So, yes, as long as you put your career first before God, that is technically the spiritual definition of idolatry. Worship, we learned, is whatever you set your attention on. So if my attention is always on my pleasure, then my pleasure has become an idol that I'm placing before that relationship with the divine. And I've explored some pleasures in this life, but I don't know of a higher pleasure, a deeper joy, a deeper peace than communion with the divine presence itself. So it's not a matter of not, of course, seeking the advancement of your career. It's making sure that there is something beyond that. All that's going to go away. All this is going to go away. The only thing that's not going to go away is that connection with the divine itself. And that's forever. So Christ suggested, let that be your treasure. If you do that, your heart will be lifted up in spirit. And all these other material things and soul needs and desires will be given to you. So I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Well, and the peace that comes with it.
And Yekaterina says, yes, she's getting feedback too. And Brian said it just stopped, and that was 11 minutes ago. And then he said, oops, now it's back. I have no idea. It could be that machine that's running.
Oh, yeah.
We've never done this at the same time. We had a frequency generator running in our healing room. That frequency generator is so powerful that if it isn't aimed and focused just right, it will interfere with airplane communications at the airport a half a mile from our house. So we try to be very careful, but a scientist, a doctor friend of mine, showed me how the frequency generator we're using is so powerful. He could just tune it and it would just void TV, radio, any radio electronics, it would just wipe it out. So that occurred to me when we started tonight, but it was too late to check.
Okay, so
I think you guys,
we did a
thanks.
beta test. Thank you.
We actually just worked on a technical issue in the middle of a satsang. Not my favorite thing to do, but let's see if we've gotten any other comments. We have to figure out how to keep that little sidetrack from happening. But
Yeah.
Michael says, I hear the buzzy too. Well, think of the person in the healing room. And it has an EDM beat to it now. That's what we call a low frequency. It's pretty amazing stuff, but we've obviously mixed it up. Okay. And Michael says, that makes sense with the generator, the sound is coming in waves. I think we nailed it. Okay, we won't do that again. Thank you for putting up with it. It will go pretty much until we get to the eye blessing, maybe a little into that.
I don't know. Maybe they're getting a free healing through the frequency over the.
We can hope.
Yes.
Let us know if a miracle happens, yes. Let me check over here on Vimeo. You guys are just great for putting up with a little buzzing. Sometimes you have no idea how buzzed I get doing these transmissions of energy and consciousness. Talk about buzz. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions.
No, we finished our book club yesterday, and we are going to look at, what book we're going to do next. So if any of you have been interested in joining the book club and had something in mind, let us know. We're going to decide within the next couple of weeks. We still are meeting for centering prayer every Sunday from 3 to 3:30, and next week we will meet for book club at 2:45 for 15 minutes before the centering prayer.
Just to share ideas about the next book, but let me trim this down real quick.
Yeah.
Because I know, I see Jason there in the background, and you've got your finger on so many wonderful texts, what the focus is for the book club is readings that will deepen contemplative practice for people.
And
So let me finish. Rather than like theories on levels of Buddhist consciousness, stuff that would actually help us to deepen into Bodhi, and I'm not focusing on you, Jason, but we've considered a lot of books And we've done the Keating books on mystical contemplative prayer. We did the Tao Te Ching for Taoist mystical, and that was wonderful. We had so much
Meditation on
fun.
the tarot.
Well, yeah,
That's a long
that.
time.
No, I don't want to talk about that. That's pure mind.
Yeah, right.
We did Peace Pilgrim, which was lovely. Okay, and we just did one. We don't need to talk about these books now, but we want to keep it on the direction of contemplative practice on an interfaith scale. So we've been talking about looking at the Bhagavad Gita. We've been talking about the Dhammapada. The Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's best friend Arjuna, and the story of their divine friendship. And the Dhammapada are the actual teachings of the Buddha. We hear so much said, the Buddha this, and Zen is that, and Tibetan Buddhism is this, but the Dhammapada is the straight stuff. So there's some interest there. What else did we consider? Don't worry about it if it doesn't come to mind. But you get an idea. So if you want to discuss that, like the Bhagavad Gita, there's dozens of translations. Some of them are very scholarly treatises. That's not what we're so concerned with. Some are more readable and touch the heart and draw you into divine communion. That's the way you want to go. So if you're espousing Bhagavad Gita, then what in your experience is an accessible translation that would nourish a group that functions on many different levels, from people who are really just intuitive and of the heart to people who have real scholarly development, like Chris, like Jason, and I think Andy too. So anyway, I think that's enough. Yeah, I hear a little feedback. I'll work on that. Probably the speaker got shifted a little. It needs to. It's the 2 millimeter difference on how the speaker's pointed. Something you wanted to?
I was going to say something, but
Please do.
I don't remember it now. So, just about the schedule. But
On Sunday,
yeah,
2:45.
right. And I was going to say something else, but
3 o'clock we are going to do centering as we always do.
that's okay.
Okay, then I can't imagine what you... Okay, moving right along. Go ahead and close your eyes.
You want to refresh one more time to make sure?
No, it's late. Oh, I'll do it one more time. Sure. And if you remember what it was you wanted to share, please do. Okay. Let's see. Andy writes, well, I still have my convoluted philosophical question about how free will is possible. I seem to have it, but what is choosing and how? It seems like any choice would be determined by something, information bias. If everything is predetermined, then this universe you're living in is pure karma. It's cause and effect. It's mechanical, it's mechanistic and all predetermined, in which case we're totally wasting our time here. But you did choose to get out of bed at some time today. You can say that's predetermined by my conditioning, and you can choose that. You can choose to view the universe through the eyes of mechanistic predetermination, but that will trap you there. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If there's any message that seems to come through all the spiritual traditions, is the freedom of choice. In fact, you sense, I seem to have it, you say. So you're feeling free will. You don't need to analyze it. It's not a matter of understanding, it's a matter of choice, using the power of choice And it turns out you have a lot more freedom than you thought. It requires extreme states of consciousness to see the extent of the freedom that we've been given as spiritual beings. But I think it's a waste of time to philosophically analyze something that I feel in me. I feel love in me too, but what's that? Now, we can discuss it philosophically, but that's going to take me out of the realm of love and connection and into my mind, which the mind just tends to tie everything up in knots. Go ahead, share.
I'm fine.
I'm not sure about that. I would think you might have something to say about this, but that's all right.
Well, I mean, I don't get out of bed until I'm ready to get out of bed. That's my free will. I don't get out of bed because I have to or because I'm being pushed to. And I've worked really hard at deconstructing programming and predetermined conditions based on whatever society tells me I'm supposed to do. And the more that I understand about free will, the more that I realize not my will, but thy will be done. So checking in with the divine, like Michael said earlier, creating that relationship with the divine, fostering it, you'll start to realize how little control we have and how we do have free will, but when we're exerting our free will out of our egos and our minds, our lives don't go very well. They might for a while, we may be reaching towards a goal, but if it's not in alignment with the greater good, there's going to be ripples in the floors, there's going to be obstructions, there's going to be problems. And, you know, we can say, well, yeah, well, we have the free will to do that. But if you're exerting your free will without your conscience, without your heart, without the divine presence being a partner with you, then that's just ego-driven. And that leads to confusion and chaos and disorder. And I haven't seen really anything good come from strong ego, decision-based free will choices.
So, I mean, you write, it seems like any choice would be determined by something, information, bias, etc. Well, you need to decide. I mean, there's a choice. Come to the satsang tonight, do something else. Do what we've talked about and be consistent in a daily practice, or not. Now, you could say, but my choice to flake out or to do it is based on previous conditioning, bias, information that I've taken in. That's only in the realm of the mind. That's why we seek, as Suzanne said, to dismantle that conditioning and to take consciousness. And you said it doesn't help saying to look at this from higher levels of consciousness. That's the only way that it helps. Einstein himself said you cannot fix the problem in the same state of consciousness in which you created it. So there's something that draws us out of that whole realm of reason and analysis and philosophical discussion over things that are way beyond the ability of the mind to actually comprehend, where the great masters at that point fall absolutely silent. I think it's worth exploring.
Yeah.
But convoluted philosophical preconditions and education gets in the way. In the book club, we studied, in one of the last chapters, one of the inputs was the parable of the scholar and the Zen master. The scholar came to the Zen master, and you may see a parallel. Came to the Zen master and said, "Teach me Zen." And the Zen master kind of smiled and said, "Let's make tea." So he brewed tea, and you know, the tea ceremony is a thing in Japanese spirituality and Zen. And so he prepares the tea and begins to pour it in the scholar's cup. And it fills the cup. And then it fills to the brim. And then it overflows and it runs down over the table and it runs down on the floor and it begins to get all over the scholar's robes. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And the Zen master said, "Exactly. Your cup is full to overflowing. And if you're going to receive anything more, you need to empty your cup and come to me with an empty cup." I think that story hits the nail right on the head with so many things when it comes to the spiritual journey. Beginner's mind, mind of child, emptiness, openness to new perspectives and possibilities.
All learning is unlearning, and we've got to see things and question things. One of our favorite expressions is, "Why do I assume that is true?" Over anything that you're thinking, any of your beliefs, any of your systems, methods for doing things. Why do I assume that's true? We were talking yesterday at the end of the book about how I could never meditate when we first got together, and it took me about 5 years to get it, and I just kept doing it, and I probably kept doing it because we were teaching courses and leading retreats. So I had to kind of fake it till I made it. And I would get just so frustrated in just a 20-minute meditation. And then one day, out of nowhere, boom, 20 minutes felt like 2 seconds. And the peace and the reservoir of just space was so beautiful. Just getting out of my mind for 20 minutes and just being in the presence in that space was so amazing. I went, aha. This is why people do it. And so, if you are having a hard time getting out of your mind, you're having a hard time meditating, following a spiritual practice, I would just encourage you to stick with it, because I'm right there with you. If you're one of those people, I would sit there for 20 minutes and go, "It's such a waste of time. I could be preparing lunch. I could be doing this. I could be doing that. I could be, okay, let's think about what we're doing next in this course, and we're going to do tomorrow, and what I did yesterday." It's just blah, all over the place. And when you can slip into that quiet space, you want more of it. And you want more of a connection with the divine, because the divine provides you with that peace, and you start listening to the divine. And when you're listening, it comes in little symbols here and there, like you hear the bird, or something tells you to take a right turn instead of a left turn. And our minds will go, "No, that's going to take me 20 minutes out of the way." But there's always some reason why you get that little nudge from the divine to follow your heart and the intuition, and not my will, but thy will be done. Things just go so much easier, so much more peace, so much more love, so much less anger or conflict or crisis or reaction. We're able to actually take action in our lives instead of just reacting to everything that's happening around us during the day. So give it a try if you're having a hard time with it. Keep it up. One day it'll click.
You say, what is choosing and how? So here are these patterns in your life that have not brought joy and freedom, and there's something deep inside that nudges you to choose, that goes, it doesn't come from your mind, it comes from intuition, it comes from your true self, not the ego mind. And that's how it happens. You listen to that still small voice and you yield to it. The beginning of the freedom of choice.
The divine knows infinitely more than we do what we need for ourselves in our lives. We just get in the way. We start to yield, things start to happen that we thought that we could do ourselves, but usually we can't. I mean, if we want a partner, the divine knows who our partner is, and if we get out of the way and stop pushing and prying and prodding and planning and plotting. We just open ourselves up and listen to that little voice and take that left turn instead of a right turn. And maybe it led you down to a park where you decide to get out and take a walk and enjoy that small voice a little longer, and boom, you run into whoever you were meant to be with, and or a new friend, or an answer to a problem, a solution. Just never know, but we've got to listen and heed.
Okay then. Now let's close our eyes. And invoke the divine presence within you. The presence within you is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving. The source of transcendence, of awakening, of transformation is within you. So just welcome and receive the light, whether you see it or not, that's shining out to you. This presence is all-powerful, and it yearns to free you from captivity to the mind, for it is the mind that creates the illusion of separation and division. The divine will dissolve the illusion of duality in the mind and open you to experience the reality of oneness with all that is. We pray, we hold a strong intention that you be showered with grace and strength to discern the way of the divine and to say yes, to consent to the attraction of love, which is the most powerful force in the universe. And just let it draw you into its embrace. The divine knows what you need and how to get it across to you. Just drink it in. The divine is pouring out light to awaken and illuminate your spirit, to clear your mind field of those biases, of that preconditioning, those thoughts that are not life-giving, negative emotion. The divine will dissolve all of that if you'll just allow it. receive the grace pouring out to you in your physical body. Just soak it up and allow it to dissolve your dis-eases, to heal your physical body, to shine out into your relationships and make them right, to shine out through you, through your life, to make you a lighthouse of spiritual grace and awakening in the world. There's no understanding how. There's nothing for you to do but consent to the divine itself pouring out within you, pouring through you into the world. As it flows through you, it transforms you. Let us envision ourselves sitting in a circle, a blessing circle. With your eyes closed, lift up your hands with your palms open. And allow the divine presence to flow through you, through your intentions, through your hands, through your being, to all the others sitting in the circle with you. Know it's flowing through them to you as well. There is one being. There is one consciousness. There is one love. That's already the way it is. Each of us is one of 8.3 billion weird humans who are all channeling, reflecting that one being, that one consciousness, that one love. Envision the earth in the middle of our circle, the beautiful blue living planet, and let us tonight focus our attention and our intentions upon the Middle East. Let us hold the intention for peace. Peace in the Middle East. An end to conflict in Lebanon, in Israel, in Gaza, in the West Bank, in Iran, in the Strait of Hormuz, in all the Gulf states. Peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. And now you could, when you're ready, open your eyes and begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me as we begin the light meditation. Suzanne and I are flooded with an ocean of peace and love and light. And it's streaming through us to you, especially through our eyes, the windows of the soul. Just don't look away, just keep looking at least one of our eyes and receive the light that's streaming out through our eyes, it will come streaming in through your eyes into your heart of hearts, causing the light of awakening and the love, the fires of divine union and love to grow brighter and brighter and brighter within you. There's nothing for you to do but receive it, allow it, let it be. close your eyes now. Meditate with us a few more minutes as the grace settles within. Now keep meditating as long as you like, or lie down nearby in Shavasana. To lie in Shavasana, find a comfortable place to lie on your back, with your eyes closed, your arms loosely at your sides, with your palms open and turned upward. And just lying in the presence in gratitude, let yourself dissolve. We love you very much.
Much love, light, and blessings.
Until we meet again, know that the divine in us beholds the divine within you, and we bow to you. Namaste.